So you're happily married, you have your marriage certificate. I know you probably love your spouse, but is it enough to convince USCIS that you are in a bona fide relationship? In this video, I'm going to go over a list of documents that I believe are crucial to every marriage-based green card application. What's going on, everyone? Attorney Brandon Yusuf here, bringing you the best immigration content to assist you in your case. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified when I publish new content. What I want to talk to you today about is marriage-based green cards. How do you prove to USCIS that your marriage is legitimate and that you guys truly love each other? There is a lot of fraud that goes on out there, and we want to prove to USCIS that you are not part of that category. Now, I can't tell you that every single case is going to be the same because you have marriages of different lengths, different types. Somebody who's been married for 10 years is going to have a slightly different documentation than somebody who's just been married for one day. Now, the list that I'm going to give you is a generic list. It's my go-to. What I want to submit anytime I submit an application. There will be additional documents, but at the same time, this is going to be a list that I try to stick to every single time. Let's dive right into that list. First and foremost, the most important document is the marriage certificate. This proves to USCIS that you are legitimately married in the city and state that you guys reside in. Huge, you need to submit that. Without that, there really isn't any marriage, and you can't petition for a spouse if they're not your spouse. There's no boyfriend, girlfriend type of thing where you can petition for them. You have to be legitimately married. So that's first on the list. Second on the list is go and smash that like button. Get this video out to as many people as possible. Who knows? You might hit that like button and somebody might see this video and it might benefit them. So get this out to as many people as possible so we can help as many people as possible. Next up on the list, filing taxes. You want to file your taxes as joint. You don't want to file separate, because if you file separate, then it shows that you guys are two sole entities and that you guys are not in a working relationship. I know it sounds silly, but that's how USCIS sees it. So if you can, file jointly. In addition, if you guys have children, children are huge. I mean, who enters into a fraudulent marriage to have babies? I don't know anybody that does that, but USCIS thinks highly of people who have children. If you've adopted a child, or you have your own biological children, or you have animals, show as much documentation that has both of your names on the records, the birth certificates, the veterinary records, and that to USCIS will be a huge plus. Financial assets. Any financial assets that you guys have, whether it be stocks, bank accounts, credit cards, you want to have both names on the account. That's crucial. Without that, that's a red flag. So bank accounts, the transactions that are being done need to be done by both parties. If there's a debit card to a bank account, both parties need to have their own debit card to that account and need to be swiping daily or a couple times a week to show that you guys are active with that account and it's not some phony account that you guys use to try to trick USCIS. So, I mean, if you guys were legitimately married in USCIS's eyes, you guys would both have the same bank account and be using the debit cards to buy your detergent and food and childcare and car stuff and whatever it is that you guys buy. But having a debit card for both parties is essential. So you want to show that each party is making transactions out of the account on a regular basis. You don't want one person to be making a transaction once every 6 months and the other party to be using it daily. That looks fishy. It is important to live together. I've had cases where the spouses live separately, but those are tough cases to win. I've won plenty of them, but they question the marriage. I mean, if you're not living together, it doesn't look good. So how do you prove it? Lease agreements, deeds to the land. So if you're leasing an apartment, you want to make sure that both names are on the lease. Well, Brandon, what if somebody lived there first and then they got married and the other person moved in? You got to try your best to modify that lease agreement. So speak to the manager and see if you can get that second party on the lease agreement. Same thing with the deed to a home. You want to have both parties on that deed. You want to prove to USCIS that you guys are both committed to this relationship and in it for the long haul. And a home deed, apartment lease, whatever it is, that helps show it. Next thing on the list is You're traveling. Are you traveling? If you are traveling, are you taking pictures? Provide the itinerary to your travels. Show the hotel receipts, pictures from the vacation, the flight information. So if they can see that both names are on those documents, that's a huge plus. If there's only one flight and it only has one spouse's name on it, that's kind of fishy, because where's the other spouse's flight, right? So you want to show that you guys really did go on vacation together. Pictures. Take a lot of pictures. I mean, I don't overwhelm them with pictures, but at the end of the day, pictures are a good way to show a highlight reel of your marriage. Whether it's been 10 years or 2 days, people have dated for years before they got married, so it really doesn't matter. But the way I like to set up my pictures is having pictures from different times. So you might have some in the winter where you're all bundled up, and it's a completely different scene from being in the summer with your shorts on. So it shows USCIS that you guys have been in this relationship for a decent amount of time. Also, you might not have had glasses 3 years ago, but today you might wear glasses, and that might show that this is a decent amount of time that you guys have been dedicated to this relationship. Everyone hates bills, but it's a good way to show USCIS that you guys are legitimately married. If you get a bill in the mail and it only has your name on it, that's not good. You need to try to contact that creditor or the company that is sending the bill to change it to have both your names on it, because at the end of the day, when USCIS is looking at it, it's like, are you guys both in this together to pay this bill, or is this your bills and then these are your bills? Because that shows that you guys are not in this working together. So any type of bills, utility bills, cell phone bills, car bills, whatever it is, any type of bills that you get, if you can show that both names are on the bills, that's a huge bonus. If you can't, that's a red flag, unfortunately. If you've only been in your relationship for a short time or can't prove all these things and don't have that much supporting documents, the next most important thing is to send in letters of support from family, friends, religious leaders, anyone that really knows your relationship and you guys to be legitimate. So letters of support from family are pretty common. I've known this person all my life. They just got into this relationship. I know they truly love each other. They come over all the time. We have dinner. We sat together on Christmas and blah, blah, blah. Things of that nature. Religious leaders, they come. I've seen this couple come into our church or our synagogue or our mosque for the past 6 months. They're dedicated. They really love each other. And that's what you can get from a religious leader. Friends, same thing as family. I've known them for this long. You kind of get my flow. You're just trying to show that these people have witnessed your marriage and that it's legitimate. This is not like a buy all, this is what you need to submit. No, there are obviously additional documents, or you may not need all these documents. You may not need any letters of support if you can show that your relationship has a solid foundation. You have your children's birth certificates, all these photos, joint everything. You're pretty much solid. But if you can't prove that stuff, you might need extra stuff like the letters. Or flight itinerary and stuff like that. So this is just a guide that I like to go by, and it really helps a lot of clients. So there you have it. I hope you took down notes of the list of documents that I feel are essential to making any marriage-based green card application that much better. So when you go to your interview, you'll be prepared with those documents. Again, my name is Brandon Youssef with the Ally Law Group. I hope you guys liked this video. Please smash that like button, get it out to as many people as possible. And if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime I post new content. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Take care.